All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Wednesday. How is everybody doing? We're holding on. We're holding on. Some of you are buying on the dips. We did have quite the pullback today. Now we're seeing whether there's a little recovery started or whether this is just a little bounce and it's going to go lower. So we're going to be covering that today on Kriss Live. Starting early today, just finished over on Tom Crown's live stream. If any of you were over there and you're now here, welcome. We're just going to continue the discussion. Everything was good with Tom. He does a great job. Me, we're here to talk about this dip and what's going to happen next. What's going to happen going forward. So I'm just going to get right into the chat first because you guys are like really active here and like, let's go, right? Let's go, right? And then I'll get to my stuff, but it's like DCA time. Mars, you know, this is just another opportunity on another dip to add more Dogecoin to your stash because in the summer of 2026, what's it about? What's it about? Coin count. It's coin count, right? You want to get coin count before next year in summer of 2028 or spring of 2028. You want the coin count, right? Hey, Cardano. It was in the 13s. Did you see that? It was in the Cardano was in the 13s. It was just like, man, this is just getting slaughtered. It dipped below 14 cents to 13.97 right here. Cardano. I know. I hope you didn't like just turn and buy everything and you were sitting on a little bit of cash, because me, I'm still sitting big on cash. I'm a big cash guy right now. So, you know, this stuff doesn't bother because it was all predicted. It was all forecast. It was all foretold by Kriss. If you were following me at least since November, you know that I've been on the bandwagon of summer of 2026 and that this is all foretold. This was all going to happen. And everybody who got excited on little pumps that happened in May or January or whenever, and I was just like, it's a bull trap, right? It's a bear flag. Enjoy it for a little bit. It's going to go lower. And here we have Bitcoin now at 59.6 and it actually bounced right off of 59,000 Bitcoin right here. Just bounced at $59,000. So that was the bounce. Now we've got some shorts getting liquidated, some late coming shorts. I've got the pinger on and we're watching the shorts, XRP short, hype short, ZEC short, Bitcoin short, right? So all the late shorts now are going to start getting liquidated on the bounce because the market makers are going to drive the price up a little bit. But there's no huge buying still. Most are sitting on the sidelines like me, and we're waiting for something worse. You can DCA now. You can load up now. You know what my price target is, and you know what my theory is about the summer. We had a June drop. We'll have a July drop. We'll have an August drop. We'll have a September drop. It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. Hey, Stefan, how are you? Holding on for dear life? Ain't that the truth? Holding on for dear life. XRP bottomed out at 104, just like Kriss Pack said. Yeah, you XRP fans, I know Will come on here, but yet we bottomed out right there. And again, I don't think XRP is done. We zoom out on the daily and we look at this, and it's bear market stuff from $1.50 to $1.05. It's just like, that's what it looks like. And Dogecoin was up here at 11.5, and then this bounce off of 8 cents, and we were watching 8 cents for support, and it just did not hold last night. So, or yesterday, because we were trading in the 7s yesterday. We're still in the 7s, but it doesn't look good. Dogecoin. Yes. Do you think we see 5 cents in July? You know, my target on the fib retracement, the 1.618 fib retracement is 6.7 cents. That is still my target, and it's going to happen sometime in July. It's going to happen sometime in July. It's going to happen, and I will be ready to pounce. Now, if it happened tomorrow, do I buy at 6.7 cents tomorrow? Yeah, maybe. Because I did that last December or November. I don't even remember. It was last year sometime. And I told you guys what the prices were to look for in the summer of 2026. Yes, 6, 7, exactly. It was like magic. It really was like magic. It's right here. This is it right here. I kept the receipts right here. This was the fib line. There's the 1.61 fib retracement at 6.7 cents right there, that blue line. And you extend that out and you get 6.7 cents. So it's 6.7. The prophecy is foretold. The prophecy is foretold. 6.7. So, I mean, there it is. And again, I drew this thing last year, and it's all playing out. So I don't know why people are getting all upset, because, I mean, their portfolio's down if they were all loaded up. Me, I'm sitting on cash. I have my 401k plan, which is all Vanguard and Russell. And what happened today? The Russell 2000 hits a new all-time high today. The Dow is up today. And it's just like, where do you have your money? If you're all into crypto, what are you doing? I don't know. It just, you're holding on for dear life. If you're a long-term hodler, this is just, it's a dip, and you can add more at lower prices, and you ride it out until the next bull cycle. 4-year cycles, 3.5-year cycles for Dogecoin. Yes. We're all going to die. Gene thinks we're going to go lower. I believe that too, Gene. I think we're getting a little bit of a bump here. Again, just taking out the late coming shorts, and we're going to end up going lower because there's no volume, and there's no big buying coming in. What caused the crush? We're going to talk about that in a minute, Fox. I got a chart on that. Time to buy hype. I'm not buying hype. Hype is too high. I'm going to make more money. Buying Dogecoin on the lows, Jasmine on the lows, the Pepe, the SWI, than hype. Hype is still relatively near its all-time high. Why would I buy hype now? The whole plan was all of these cryptos that I made a crap ton of money on last cycle and I sold, I'm going to buy back in the summer of 2026. And I'm going to ride it up again in 2028, some into 2029. the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, all of that. So I'm not going to do hype. Yes, it's all about coin count. Yes, coin count there, Sir Ramses. Who bought Megal? Megal hit $1.07 last night. Did you see that? $1.07. And I was like, oh, $1.07. That's good. But it ran up to $1.18 right now. But Megal was $1.07. It's sitting at $1.19 right now. It's $1.19 for Megal right now. Yeah. I don't know why this thing keeps messing me up. This stupid Weeble chart. Messing me up. There we go. Get that out of the way there. I hate these new windows. I don't want to. There it is. $1.19. You can now see it. There we go. And SpaceX is at 157. SpaceX is having a little pump this afternoon. I don't expect it to last, though. Again, I think this is just a temporary little pump. Again, because everything was down so much earlier today. So that's what's going on there. I had 100,000 Doge. I want 500,000. It's about coin count. Exactly. Cardano. A little fake pump, and then we go deeper. Yes, that's what I believe. Moss bought a lot. What's with a bank stress test I've been hearing? I haven't heard that, Mars. I haven't heard about a stress test. So I don't think that's a real thing that's causing crypto prices to go down. With the way it's going, wouldn't surprise me. 1 cent, 1 cent is a little low. 1 cent is a little low, Gene. There's going to be way too many buyers. Maybe the sixes, as Red Bull says. 6, 7, as foretold. Raiden is here. Hey, my friend, how are you? Gifted a membership. Who got the membership? Who got the King of Kings? RKP, you got the membership. Awesome. Raiden usually goes searching for the lurkers, but you've been commenting, so that's good. That's good. Popped in to say hello. Well, hello. Keep calm, big buy coming. That's what I say. That's what I've been saying. People were asking me on yesterday's live stream because we were in the 7s yesterday and I did a live stream because we were down. Why aren't you buying now? Right? That's what people were asking yesterday. Why aren't you buying now? And I'm like, it's going to go lower. It's going to go lower. So, and it has today. Red Bull's putting a limit order for 69. 6.9. And supporting. Thank you, Raiden. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Pengu Orbison, that's your other one, right? You've been talking Pengu. And I'm like, God, do I want to buy Pengu again? I made good money on Pengu last cycle. Do I want to do Pengu again? It dropped down to 5.6. 5.66. 5.66 on the Pengu. So it is right where it was in February. Pengu is back where it was on the February dip. The 1.6 retracement is much lower. Pengu has not dropped like other cryptos have. It has not. But there's money to be made on it, I believe. But yeah, we're back to the February 5th drop here right now. If Pengu goes below 0.005, maybe I'll be a buyer. Maybe I'll be a buyer at below 0.005. That's half a penny. And we'll take it from there. Because, I mean, Pengu's got such a worldwide recognition like Doge does. It's the penguin. The Koreans love the penguin, right? And they're big crypto traders. They're all doing polymarket now, but they'll come back to crypto once crypto starts moving again. That's what I think. I think they'll come running back to crypto. They're all doing polymarket now. And of course, now CoffeeZilla is doing the uncovering of the fake polymarket trading that's going on, like all that stuff. It doesn't surprise me. This is silly games being played. That doesn't surprise me. I just want to hit 50 cents this cycle. I'll cash out 5 figures. That's not too greedy. 50 cents. Now remember, King, 50 cents was my next target back in 2024, where I was going to take my next slice. And it got to 48. And I was like, all right, we're almost there. And it never hit 50. It never hit 50. So, a massive amount of Bitcoin just hit the market. I don't believe that stuff. There's no buyers. There's no buyers. This is all market after the dump. This is market manipulation happening here. Getting closer to your price point every day? Yes. How low can we go? I just told you. I still have a fat, juicy limit order at 69. 69. It's just a number. Standard movements before a big buy-in, nothing to worry about. That's true. This is typical crypto stuff. I think it's going lower. Danny says a happy Whopper Wednesday for everyone. Juicy burgers. We talk about burgers sometimes. Raiden, you were in Florida last week. You didn't let me know. I'm here. You didn't let me know. I would have done that. I would have driven to see you. I'm here. I'm here. It's all good. It's all good. Next time. Hey, Mark, how are you? So not in the 6s yet. We hit 7.3. 7.3. Not in the 6s yet on Dogecoin. Hard to tell where Bitcoin is going. The all-time high charts look disgusting. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So 45 cents will work. I'm just like, so from last cycle, I've learned don't get fixated on numbers because you might miss out. And I sold some at 42. My next number was 50. And I just thought, oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. And I should have just taken that next slice. That's okay. I did all right. 0666, well, there's 69, then there's 67, and then, of course, the next magic number is indeed 666. Yes. I was in Miami. I'm not that far. I'm not that far. So, next time. Yeah, I'm in South Florida. Miami's not that far. Still time to buy, or you can wait. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. All right, let me get to my stuff here. Yahoo. Stocks waver as bruising week for tech drags on. So we've got the NASDAQ down. We've got the S&P 500 starting to come back again. But the Dow is up. The Russell's up. So this isn't a big stock dump, but it is for the tech side. Micron is going to do their earnings, and it doesn't matter if they're good earnings or bad earnings. Micron stock is probably going to dump. It doesn't matter. It's just the way it works. So look for Micron to probably do a dump, and the tech stocks will continue to dump probably for another day. And then it's going to come back because Trump is going to make it come back. It's that kind of stock market now. All these people talking about these big S&P 500. Oh, it's going to go down 25%. No, it's not. There's no 25% drawdown in S&P 500 that's happening. It's not happening. Again, this is coming from a guy who's got a lot of money sitting in Vanguard and Russell, and I'm not touching it. Now, it's in my retirement account, but I'm retired. I could start cashing out if I wanted to. I'm at that age where I could actually start doing that, and I'm not touching it. So, and even though I'm losing on what I do have in crypto, it's a small amount. It's a small percentage right now because I'm sitting on mostly cash. I've got a few stock swing trades open, and both of my open stock swing trades are actually down right now, like stupid Circle, because it gets equated to tech and crypto, which are both down. So my Circle swing trade is down, but that's okay. I'm good because in spring of 2028, I'm just going to be so in the green. Spring of 2028. So that's what's going on overall market here. The bear strike back, Bitcoin crashes below 60,000. And that's true. It did. And the odds of Bitcoin falling under 50,000 on Kalshi is now 60%. 60% for Bitcoin to drop below 60K. Now to drop below 50K. It hit 59 and bounced today. So it bounced at 59. We got a long summer ahead of us. So, long summer ahead of us. Bitcoin is loading a massive bull trap. It dropped to 59K. The bounce is fake, according to Whale Twits. The bounce is fake. Okay? FOMO rushes in. Everyone screams the bottom is in. Well, not everyone, because Kriss doesn't. That's why you guys are here, right? To listen to a voice of reason, as opposed to all those other loudmouths out there. Now, there's a few others that are saying, wait. I'm not buying any Doge. Motor City, you know me. I'm waiting. I'm patient. I'm patient. Waiting. And because of this is a bull trap. This little bounce we're having right now is a bull trap. Short-term market makers taking out the late coming shorts. Easy pickings. Easy pickings. And it's going to go lower, in my humble opinion. IMHO. IMHO. Here, I'll put it in the chat. In my humble opinion. This is all my opinion. But if you followed me last cycle, you would have made a lot of money. If you did what I did last cycle, you would have made a lot of money. And I'm just going to do it all again. I don't have as much equity this cycle because I bought real estate. Cash. No mortgages. 2 condos and a house. All purchased, cash buys. And then whatever I had left over is going back in. Is what I'm doing. So listen again. This little bounce is a massive bull trap. It dropped to 59K. This is a fake bounce. Retail is going to try and buy it. FOMO rushing in. Smart money is dumping. This is going to slaughter a lot of people. Now, I don't know about that. I don't go quite that far. But clean bounce, rising sentiment, people calling the bottom. Quietly in the background, whales will be unloading, and there will eventually be a final flush. There'll be a real bottom that prints. Accumulation will then begin. No headlines, no excitement. Well, I don't think so. I think everything is kind of a headline now. But so, what does Kriss say? The same thing. The bear market is not over. The best accumulation zone hasn't printed yet. And I believe that as well. When it does, we'll move off the bottom. But that is what I agree, that there is a further bottom zone still to come. Now, is it going to be July? Is it going to be August? Is it going to be September? Is it going to be some people saying October because of the Bitcoin 4-year cycle? I'm not waiting for October. I will be all in by September because you don't know. You don't know. But there are some who swear the final Bitcoin capitulation is going to happen in October because of the 4-year cycle. Last year, it was November. Last cycle, it was November when the FTX crash happened. So this cycle, it's actually 3 years and 11 months. So it's going to be October this year, 3 years and 11 months from the FTX crash, and it'll be October. I'm not waiting for that. I bought some in June. I'll buy some more in July. I'll buy some more in August. I'll buy some more in September. I don't know when the bottom is going to be, which of those months, but I'll be there. That's what I'm doing. Glassnode says, waiting for buyers. It's the summertime. There's no big buyers. It's just not happening. Bitcoin broke below 60K. There's a loss realization. We have ETF outflows. Defensive options positioning continue to weigh on sentiment. Despite some selective accumulation, broad demand remains absent. There's no demand. Bitcoin's not going to 70, 80, 90K this summer. This is not happening. The buyers aren't there for that to happen. As Kriss foretold, IMHO, in my humble opinion, IMHO, summer of 2026 is going to be bad. It was going to be red. I'm wearing my red shirt today. Everybody, I'm wearing the red shirt today because it's a red day. It's a red day. Meanwhile, we've got our friend Michael Saylor, and we've been talking a lot about this channel on what's been going on over there. Not only MicroStrategy stock, but Stretch. So let's talk about this for a second, because this is big. And this plays a lot into what's going on with crypto. So here is, here's MicroStrategy. So just on June 15th, it was at 135. We can zoom out even more and we can see that it was higher, 197 in May. Yeah, so I want to go the 1 hour and I want to squeeze it out till there. So this is what MicroStrategy stock has done. It's like, this isn't a good chart. Some people were thinking, oh, if it drops below 120, that's going to be a buy. And what did Kriss say? I'm not touching MicroStrategy. I'm not touching MicroStrategy. Because this whole thing with the preferred stock Stretch and the bonds and the how it all works, it was just like Michael Saylor would have been better off keeping MicroStrategy as a Bitcoin reserve company, and that's it, and not made up this Stretch thing and this whole game thing. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. Because now you get the Bitcoin community starting to turn on him, partially because he sold some Bitcoin, even though it was only 32 and he bought back a whole bunch more the next week. That doesn't matter. But then you have this Stretch thing going on. I mean, this is, guys, this is a chart that you don't want to have for anything tied to your name. You do not want this kind of chart. especially if it's supposed to be somewhat like a stable coin and it's supposed to be pegged or near 100. It's trading at 81. I mean, this is bad. We thought it was bad here last week at 84. We thought 84 was bad. Now it's 81. It actually touched 80 earlier today. It's like, this is not good. So is this the reason Bitcoin is dropping? There's a lot of negative sentiment around MicroStrategy. If you think back to 2022 or 2023, 2024, like MicroStrategy could do no wrong. Michael Saylor was a god, right? All of that was happening before this. Now, it is a bear market. It was going to be something. It's like every 4 years, there's something, whether it's Luna or this. It's just something. And this is the thing this cycle. And Michael Saylor is not looking so good right now. It's not looking good. I'm not touching this thing. I'm not buying any stretch. I don't care about the dividend. I'll make so much more money on Dogecoin that I'm not putting any money on this. Nor am I going to buy a MicroStrategy stock, which is nosediving, now down to $94. It's going to go lower. What this company is doing is just should have left it alone. Like I said, like a month ago, I said, should have left it alone. But nope. And then the word comes out like he was using AI to create stretch and like how it was all going to work. I was just like, what are you doing? So yeah, that's not good. Something that's supposed to be pegged to 100 and it goes down 8% in a day. Not good. Not good. So that was our little bounce. And now we're going to head back down as Kriss foretold. As Kriss said, we're now going to head back down. We had a little bounce. And now we're going to go down. Because that's how it works in a bear market on a red day. And it's going to go lower. Mercheek, how are you? The current market situation is whetting a buyer's appetite. It is, but some of us have patience and we're waiting even longer. Some of us have limit orders already set below 7 cents, being patient and waiting for those to hit, and most likely they will. Jack, let's get the party started. Hello, hello. Welcome. What a time to buy, baby. Yeah, Dan. Dogecoin is at its lowest low since 4 years ago. Its lowest low since 4 years ago. And Kriss agrees. Not quite. Not quite 4 years. 3 years ago. 2023. You know I was going to check. 2023, the last time Doge was at 7.3 cents, was November of 2023. So a little less than 3 years ago is where we were. Again, just being honest about it. I mean, that's what I do, just so I know as well. So this is the lowest price that Doge has been since November of 2023. Aside from the cycle, we could get a run on X payments or Doge 1 lunar mission prior to 2028. Yes, prior to 2028. 2027, now remember, earlier in 2026, Elon said maybe next year, meaning 2027. And Samuel Reed from Geo Yeah, geometric, that's called. Agreed. So I think I might buy some property, get an ROI on an Airbnb. Yeah, I've got an Airbnb next to me. And from my point of view, as an owner in residence, I don't like it. Because every weekend, a bunch of nimnuts show up and they make a crap ton of noise. And I don't like it because they're partying. And it's a different group every weekend. But the guy who owns the house is probably making money. I don't like it because I got to put up with that crap. Oh. Dan called 48 to 50 for Bitcoin. That's your buy zone. Yeah, I was saying 54 on my chart. I showed 54 as the base. We'll see if it goes lower to your range, Dan. The Dogecoin raffle word of the day is IMHO. Yeah. Oh. Whales need this extreme fear. They will rocket the price without giving retail a single chance to buy it. That's what happened in November 2022. Right after the FTX crash, Bitcoin dropped to 15.6, but retail did not get anything at 15.6. Maybe a few people did. But the whales came in fast. Before you knew it, Bitcoin was 17K. Just like that. Now, 17K, still a very good price, but it wasn't 15.6. That's what happened. So you're right. That kind of event is going to happen at some point in time. Today wasn't that day. Today wasn't that day. Bitcoin bounced off 59K right there. It's going to go lower, my friends. Mark is waiting for Bitcoin to hit in the 50s to DCA. How low? How low in the 50s? You're thinking bottom in September? Maybe. I'm buying in July. I'm buying in August. I'm buying in September. I'm not waiting for October. Handle what you can do. You want Doge back up to 20 cents on a rebound? We'll start talking about rebound prices in the fall. Predicting 38K based on old patterns is a joke. Institutional money changed the game. Yeah, and I get why people have put that 38 number out there. I see where it's coming from. But those are the same people that do fractals on Dogecoin from 2021 up at 73 cents, like our friend Trader Allen. And I'm just like, no, you can't. That's never going to happen again. You're not going to have that much FOMO on Dogecoin. We'll have a lot, but not at that level. Adam, how are you? Finally started DCA again this week. Have a nice limit set at 69. There you go. You came in you came back at the right time. Like I say, this is the time you make money. This is the time you make money by taking the risk and buying at these kinds of lows. This is where the money is made, not FOMOing in a bull market. Now, you can still make some money, but not the real money. The real money comes when there's risk, and there's risk when there's blood in the street. And today we got a lot of blood, and there's going to be more over the summer. August is a dead month. It sure is. You can get some low prices in August and just probably not a lot of volatility either. Handle what you can do says think Doge can't get any lower. And it's getting lower. MicroStrategy, let it crash and burn. You'll help scoop up the ashes for Michael Saylor. Thank God. D&B Land, how are you? Good evening. 3-cent Doge. Now, so that is not in my target. That's not in my target. That would be a lower low than we had in 2022. Now, that's not to say crypto can't do that, because there are some alts that are already lower than the 2022 bottoms. Yesterday, we looked at Cardano. Cardano is lower now than it was at the bottom of the 2022 bear market. We looked at VeChain, we looked at Polkadot. There's a bunch of them. They're already lower than the 2022 bottoms. Dogecoin, however, because of its liquidity, because of its support, huge family, like all of that, that would be 4.9 cents, 4.9 cents. That was the bottom of the 2022 bear market for Dogecoin. And I don't know if it's going to get there. Too much liquidity. I think it's fair to say the ship has sailed. I'm like, yeah, Baba. Sailor only sold 32. It doesn't matter if he sold one. It was he sold. The guy who said you never sell your Bitcoin sold. And so now it's out there. See, this is the thing. Mansoor. This is the thing. Because now it's out there that this whole stretch thing, the only way to get this back to peg is most likely going to be selling more Bitcoin. And because that is out there now as a thing, there's negative sentiment on Bitcoin. That's why. If he hadn't sold to 32, this wouldn't be as low. You wouldn't have stretch down here at $81. You wouldn't have Bitcoin at 59K, in my opinion. This is what is contributing to these low prices. You're going to buy Doge when it's below 7 cents? Yeah, Charlie pokes in every now and then. She's been in France on vacay, on a holiday. France is like hot right now. It's like all-time heat in France. It's like, wow. I quit drinking at home. Wait, I still have some social drinks when I'm out. Last week had a nice steak dinner and had a nice nice glass of red wine. So I do have some drinks socially when I'm out, but I don't have any at home. We're just drinking water here for my throat. So no Modelo's, no beers, no nothing at home. But I still do, when I go out, I still will drink socially. But it's just that. Don't know for Doge, but Cardano's going to 6.7. It'll be interesting to see the negative sentiment on Cardano and how deep this goes, because again, Cardano is below its 2022 bear market. It hasn't been this low since 2020. So 14, and it hit 13.95 earlier today. That's so for anybody holding Cardano, good luck. It'll go back up eventually, but Raiden, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate it. See, I don't think Micron is going to disappoint, but the dump is still going to come. I'm guessing their earnings are actually going to be pretty good. Now, some of their outlook may not be as rosy, and some of the words that they use could cause the dump, but I don't think it's going to be because of earnings. And we've seen this before. Broadcom had great earnings. But because they were a bit cautious in their forward-looking outlook, the stock dumped. And so that's what we're going to see tonight. And it's going to go into tomorrow for Micron. Okay, most likely, it's probably going to be short-lived. We were looking at Micron, weren't we? Yeah, there it is. So it's at 1,000. It went up to 1,200. It's down about 3.5% today. Trading at, trading down a bit today, going into earnings. Got about an hour of trading to go here. And it's going to dump. I believe Micron is going to dump, but it's going to come back. I'm surprised they didn't do it. Maybe they should do a stock split. Trading over $1,000, they should do a stock split, which in this case would be a good thing because it's not a reverse split; it's a real stock split. They should probably do that. You're doing well, Merchik. I got caught a bit above the trend. Ain't stressing, it happens. Just going to let the market chill for a bit and then get back to trading. There you go. Good outlook. Institutional money can crash the market below 38K. Yeah, I just think there'll be too much retail buying in the 40s. 2026, Isaac says. If it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck. Looks like a duck. It's a bear market. Blood in the streets, my friends. Kronos, how are you? So you don't think Doge will hit 73 cents? I won't say again, but I will say I don't see that happening for probably at least 2 more cycles. 73 cents. I think 2021 was a special time for Dogecoin. Again, doesn't mean it can't happen again, but I'm not waiting for it. I will be taking Dogecoin profits in 2028 below 73 cents because I'm not waiting. It's juicy blood. Yes, indeed. Ada is a dead man walking. I don't know what Charles Hoskinson is doing and all. But I know I did hear a lot of their developers have left because they're just like, what are we doing? Go work on a better project, right? The 60-day memorandum in August. And that's when the SpaceX 20% unlock is going to happen in August. So yeah, middle of August isn't looking so hot. It's not looking so hot. I think Trump is going to try and do everything to avoid going back to combat, going back to this military conflict with Iran because of the midterm elections. He's going to want to have oil low, which oil price is still going down, right? He wants the Strait of Hormuz open, wants oil prices low, wants energy prices low. He wants all of those economic indicators to look good going into the November elections. Even though he himself is not running, there's a lot of Republicans running for the House, for the Senate, and he doesn't want to lose those seats. So he's going to do whatever he can to keep a ceasefire and hopefully a real peace agreement. But like I said, it's like I don't trust the Iranians. Or at least, I mean, not the Iranian people in general, the leadership. I take MicroStrategy as a restructure. You stop drinking, Weiju? Deteriorating your eyes. Yeah, best just to stay away. You're from southern Italy, living in Ireland. I can tell that it is hot today. Even Ireland, up in Ireland, it's hot. Wow. You're dying. Probably don't have air conditioning up there. I'm in Florida. It's hot all the time here. Air conditioning works. We live with it. Exactly on my point. Left and Go says with Micron, great earnings, but any little gray area and forward guidance, down we go. Yep, that's what I see happening, is exactly that. Yep. I'm scared to enter any AI stocks. It's going to crash. Maybe. Hi, Keen. How are you? I don't see that happening unless Lloyd good old Lloyd Ostertag. I don't think we're going to see Lloyd Ostertag again, but that was fun, though, wasn't it? KB, you're cooked. Yeah. DCA, baby. Yes, chaos. It's going to go lower. Turbo, I stopped drinking because it deteriorated my eyes also. You should see the women I took home from the bar. Oh, my God. Is that coyote syndrome, Turbo? Coyote syndrome? You know what that is, right? The coyote syndrome? Cold and breezy in Chicago. Come to Florida, Way. Come on down to Florida. It's hot here, but you get used to it. I'm used to it already. I was actually out playing pickleball this morning. And got all sweaty and hot and all that, but it's good. It's just like, then you take a shower, you're back in the air conditioning, and you feel great. It's all good. It's a good life. Florida's a good life. Got the beach. You got all these great places to go around here. It's all good. I did move from Boston. Yes. Yep. Can't you tell the tan? No pasty white Kriss packs anymore. I have a permanent tan now. Yep. I sold the big house and I bought each of my sons a condo and I bought myself a house in Florida out of the proceeds of the big house. Remember the fireplace I used to have behind me and the shelf and all that stuff? Yeah, I sold that. I bought 2 condos and a house, all cash, no mortgages. And the rest of the money I have left over, it's sitting in Robinhood, just waiting. I put a little bit in, done a little stock swing trading. I bought some Doge earlier this month over on Coinbase. And I'm waiting, being patient. That's what I'm doing. Again, this is IMHO, in my humble opinion. And again, it's all foretold. This isn't news to you guys. It was on this chart over here, this Doge chart right here. Yellow box. Oh my God, we're actually lower than the yellow box. But again, I put this box on here 6 months ago, something like that. I put this box on here when we were way back here, up at 14, 15 cents. I said, guys, in the summer of 2026, we're going to be down here. And I drew this yellow box. If you remember, back then, I drew that yellow box for the summer of 2026. And look at that. We are now below the yellow box. But for those that don't know, I also have, there's my white arrow right there pointing at 7 cents for July. And we had the fib. We have the fib retracement that we did in December with Dogecoin at the 1.618 level is 6.7 cents right there. And that was to appease the TA guys because I was doing TA, right? I said, okay, I'll do the fibs. And I had a video. In fact, it was a live stream we did where we did fib retracements on like 20 different altcoins and Bitcoin. I'll have to go back and see what we did for Bitcoin and see where the Bitcoin line was, because I don't remember. But I got rid of I kept the Dogecoin one as a reference, 6.7. XRP has played out. Solana has played out. Litecoin's way lower. Look at Litecoin, $39 for Litecoin. Litecoin shat the bed. Yes. 2. Yeah. Hang, how are you? Jason, is Bitcoin going to slip below 59K? Yep, it is. May not be tonight. I don't know. But I kind of think, and again, I predicted this back in May that Bitcoin would go down. It went down faster. Threw in a little mini bear flag right there that we called when that was happening. Again, this was just like a week ago. But yeah, Bitcoin's gonna drop lower. Florida is in my thoughts to relocate at some point. New York City is tiring, yeah. And for me, Boston, Massachusetts was tiring and expensive. Massachusetts, especially the highest utility rates in the country, and the state taxes just killed me. And it's like, I can go to Florida and not pay state taxes? Okay. And housing is cheaper and living is cheaper. I could do that. And they're not like left-wing nuts. Not to get into politics, but if you're in the middle, like I am, if you're in the middle, the left wing is kind of nuts. And that wasn't working for me either. So I'm good. Says the guy that it won't drop below 24 cents when others were calling it. I don't know what you're talking about. Chainlink? We looked at Chainlink yesterday. Link. $7.15. $7.15 on Chainlink. Is this the lowest? No. We were here all 2023. This is the same level, right? This whole area when Link was going sideways, 2022 through 2023, we are there. We're starting the same thing. Look at that on Chainlink. I didn't realize that we're repeating the same thing. So this went 2022 bear market year almost all the way through 2023 on Chainlink. So if Chainlink repeats that, most likely it's going to be in the zone between $5 and $8, and it's going to just trade in this zone sideways for another year. Another year. For Chainlink. That's what I see on the Chainlink chart. I'm not gonna trade this. I made money off it last year. I sold it right up here. $24 is where I sold my Chainlink. Because I bought it down here at like $7-8. And I sold it up here. Right there. $24. That's a pretty good return. I did better on Jasmine. I did better on Doge. But I had some Chainlink, and I made money on it. But I'm not going to buy it again. I think there's better money to be made than buying Chainlink today. Aave is certainly interesting down here. This is where I bought it last time, $68. And I sold it up here at $308. That's right. Over $300 I sold Aave. from 68. That's a good return. I like that. That's almost a 5x there. I might do that again. But most of it's going to be Doge. If you've got a 7-cent average on Doge and Doge goes to 35 cents, that's a 5x return, my friends. That's pretty good. If you want a 10x, maybe Doge gets crazy and goes to previous all-time high, and then you got your 10x. But I'm not waiting for that. Should use a hot dog in the bull market this time. Dogs jump for hot dogs. What were you going to say about Bitcoin's all-time high? Right now, I'm waiting for the fall to start looking at highs again. Right now, the concentration is on accumulation, DCAing, buying on the dips, because that's where we are now. And come the fall, I'm going to start doing forecasting for prices for the upside. But right now, I don't know where the bottom is. I don't know what's going to happen with crypto over the summer. I got to see that play out first. KB says Micron beats earnings can send the market. Yeah, I don't. KB, we said this earlier. I don't think good earnings for Micron is going to cause their stock to go up. Again, we saw this with yeah, Micron is still selling down going into earnings, now down to 998. We saw this with Broadcom. Broadcom had good earnings and it sold off with good earnings. So I think Micron is going to sell off even more, even with good earnings. I think that's what we're going to see. But yeah, this is selling off today, now down over 5%. Ouch. Don't like that. Because that means everything else tech-wise is going down. Palantir's had a bad week. Just down every day. But the real news we talked about earlier was Stretch and MicroStrategy. Just getting pummeled. Pummeled. How's SpaceX looking today? Motor City? SpaceX is sideways today. It's sideways. It's actually up 1%. So we may have a little bit of a 155 support here for SpaceX. That's the bottom of my fib line, is 155. We dipped a little bit below it early this morning and came right back up at 155. So that's what's happening on SpaceX. Florida is awesome. I agree. Joseph. I love it here. I should have done it sooner. Except I had my job and all of that. That was like paying for everything at the time. But now, since I've got financial freedom, I didn't need that job anymore. I am told they hired someone to replace me. Probably not as good as me, but they hired someone, which is all right. I played pickleball today. It did not work. Played pickleball. Did you get taxed when you sold your home? See, this is the thing. I broke even. I sold the house for more than I bought it for, but the realtor fee and all that brings it back down. So there's no capital gains on my house sale. And I only owned it for a little over a year. But I did sell it for more than I bought it for. But then I had the realtor fee. But it was all from crypto profits, mostly. I mean, I had my original stake from the equity I had in my previous house. But it all went into crypto, made millions of dollars. So I was able to buy a multi-million-dollar home, cash, and held on to it for a little more than a year, then sold it. And I bought 2 condos and a house, all cash. And everything else, it's going back in the market here in the summer of 2026. That's my plan. I've let you all know for the past 6 months. I've been telling you what my plan is. It's playing out. Just from same as last cycle. If you guys, for some of you that were here back in 2022 and the summer of 2023, I told you what my whole plan was. And I did pretty well. I did pretty well. You've been 35 years in Southwest Florida and love it. Southwest Florida. Oh, so you're like Fort Myers or Naples? Somewhere there? Just right across the Panhandle. I mean, right across the Everglades. There's a highway, right? Alligator Alley goes right across. Oh, Sarasota. It's a little bit further north. All right. Yeah. I know where that is. I've been there once. The Tampa, Sarasota, along those beaches there. Yeah. There's one called like Turtle something beach. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Florida's great. Love it. What else going on right now? Again, we're just, it looks like we may just flatten out here. With Bitcoin below 60K. So is this 60,000 line on Bitcoin? Let me make this a little darker. Is this 60,000 line here on Bitcoin, is that going to become resistance now? We're going to try and tap it as resistance and then go lower. That would be like the classic move, right? Is you'd see this start to curl up, tap it, and then go lower. Is that what's going to happen tonight? Something like that. Turtle Beach. Yes, that's it. I was there. That's the beach I went to. You paddleboard there. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool spot. The sand was a little greeny for me. Not my style, but I get it. Yeah, great spot. At what price will you be taking profits the next time Doge goes on run? So just here, just so you know, I'm going to start talking about all of that stuff starting in the fall. All right. I'll start making my price models then. I can't do it now. Again, we're in the summer of 2026. We're still in the bear market. I don't know how long this is going to last, and I don't know how low we're going to go. So from there, once we get through that, come October, I will start making those kinds of models. And from those, we will start eyeing some price ranges and things like that. So that's all going to come in the fall. Something to look forward to. For now, we're trying to figure out where's the bottom. Where is the bottom for this bear market? Elon will hint the bottom. You think he knows? I think he's a little busy. I just think he's got a lot of other stuff going on. And also he's like, he can't make that happen. So I need to go over to St. Pete. Yeah, now I'm on the east side, South Florida, so I'd have to drive across Alligator Alley to get up to Tampa, St. Pete, like that area. But I'll do it. I'll do it someday. Right now, though, I just got here 1st of May. So been here a little over a month and a half now. Yes, Duber, I sold the house. No more fireplace behind me. And I got a tan. No more pasty white Kriss packs anymore. There were a lot of reasons. But one of them is financial, and that is living in Florida with zero state tax on capital gains. Zero. So I just pay the federal, the IRS, capital gains tax on my profits, but not state. So 2025, I had to pay the Commonwealth of Massachusetts $50,000. $50,000 I had to pay them. For what? And they're going to blow it all on their stupid DEI shit. And I'm just like, I can't. So, I was done with Massachusetts. Plus, we had 2 blizzards in Boston this past winter. And I'm like out shoveling snow, and I'm like, yeah, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. That last storm was killing me. Knowing that the house was on the market, it was going to sell, and I was going to Florida. It was like the weather gods were like reaching down and saying, Kriss, we're going to teach you. How dare you move to Florida? And I'm like, yeah, I'm moving to Florida. That's what got me through the blizzards, knowing that I was not going to be there another winter. Oh. Thanks, Stony G. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're trying to have a little bit of fun. I know crypto's down big today. A lot of stocks are down big. I get it. We try and have a little fun though. I try and bring a little bit of entertainment to the space. I appreciate the support, of course. People are all like, "Oh, Kriss, you could give so many more viewers if you didn't just concentrate on Dogecoin." And I'm just like, I don't care. It's like, this is fun for me. Seems as though Elon has his head in outer space. Yeah, pretty much. Electric vehicles, data centers, and space. That's pretty much his life now. He's doing all right. SpaceX still bottoming out at 155. Yep. Still there. SpaceX today, 156. My support line is 155 right there. Yeah, Broadcom. What are you going down for? Circle. Come on back. Those are the ones I do have swing trades open on, and I'm down on both of them. Not happy about that. MicroStrategy had one green candle, now back on the reds, $94. Stretch, $81. This is just not good. Stretch. If any of you are into this stretch thing, good luck to you, man. Good luck. As soon as I saw this, it's like, I'm not touching this. And look what's happening. This is bad. This is, it's not Luna level, but it's Luna-like. And it can just continue to slowly unwind, where Luna just crashed and burned like totally in one night. This is like peeling the Band-Aid off very slowly is what this is. Very, very slowly. And it's like, ouch. It's supposed to be pegged to 100 and it's $81. Not good. And people were saying MicroStrategy was a buy under 129. And here we are at $94. And I'm like, I'm not even touching it at $94. MicroStrategy stock. It's going to go lower. It's going to go lower. Not good. Not good, my friends. We didn't even get through all my stuff. Bitcoin, loss of momentum continues. Double loss of trend, double rejection on retest. Can't hold any level. It's a weakness. Bitcoin, again, we looked earlier, no buyers. There's no big buyers for Bitcoin right now. We're in June, late June 2026. Summer, bear market. There's no buyers to support this. So this drop, it's just going to stay down here now for a while and probably go lower is what we're going to see. As our friend Colin Talks Crypto says, it is very likely, very, very likely that Bitcoin finds new cycle lows. So Colin's saying it as well. It's going lower. We did bounce off 59. So, but it's probably going to be lower. And but then you get guys like this, and you got to be careful with these accounts on X, because some of these are just like permabulls. It's like bull run incoming, again, breaking, bull run incoming, Clarity Act likely to pass next month, says Senator Lummis. First, it's probably going to go into August. Probably won't even be July. Second, Clarity Act. I don't think it's going to be a big boon for crypto. I think in the long run, it'll be good just for the regulation. And so it takes out the uncertainty. Because remember with Gary Gensler and the SEC, we had all that uncertainty. It's like we don't have that. Clarity Act will take care of all that. And that's a good thing. But that doesn't make a bull run happen. A bull run doesn't happen because of that. So, and as this guy says, actually, it's absolutely tanking. So how wrong can you be? Are we freaking done with the show or what? Probably next month. Yep, heard that one before. Don't write ridiculous comments like the bull season is coming. It's all lies. It's like, yeah. So there's these out there. Okay, so we did MicroStrategy, we did Stretch, we did that. Oh no, we didn't do this one yet. This is the roadmap, the bottom. So this guy says bottom is going to come in Q3, which would be, August, September, right? It'd be August, September timeframe would be the bottom on his Wyckoff chart here, which could be. And he's calling 54K, just like me. 54K is my number 2. So, and I think, if I'm right, that came from the weekly, and it was one of these moving averages. Uh, 300, right there. 300 week moving average is at 54K. The 300 week moving average, 54K. So that's a target that we're looking at. It's not that far away. 54K. If Bitcoin hits 54K, Doge will hit 6.7 cents as foretold in the prophecy. IMHO. That's what we would see. IMHO. Daniel, love your show. How are the dates going? Did the lady pass? The other lady is no more. There's a new lady now. We got a new lady now. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's just say I'm like not getting all tied down and committed right away. But thanks for asking. But the dates have been good. Been fun. Deja Fool, the crash party. Time for averaging down if you're stuck somewhere high. True enough. Or you can just get out like Wei Zhu did. Because he was stuck in Cardozo. And he finally just capitulated and said, I'm out. And he sold it all for a loss. And since he sold it for a loss, what has Cardozo done? It's gone down even more. He sold here, and it's gone down even more. So, yeah, he sold on this big red candle and got out. He got out right around there. And now it's lower. Because sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and say, yeah, that's enough. Because you can see the writing on the wall. It's like this thing's not coming back for a long time. And in fact, it's even going lower. So that's what he did. I still have my Kriss DCA portfolio. The only thing I did was a Dogecoin swing trade on that. Everything else I kept. It's not pretty. It's like 11.5 or something, 12,000. Again, I put 10,000 in, so I'm still up from last cycle, but should I have sold? Should I have sold? I mean, it's only like 1%. Right? It was up at like 15,000 not too long ago, and I made like $1.5 million. So it's like 1%. So I just kept it. I kept it. Good luck dating in Florida. Yeah. Your blood pressure's never been better. Bruce. Yeah, I'm sorry about you guys, but I get it. That stuff happens. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I bought $1,000 more today. Loading the bags back up. It's all about coin count. Summer of 2026. That's what I said. Time to increase your coin count. You missed the crybabies in the chat. Well, I think now those have come and gone, and now everybody here is more sensible. Like all you guys, much more sensible. You understand what's going on. You get it. And now it's just all the timing, right? It's all the timing. Name the new lady. No. We'll keep her anonymous. We'll keep her anonymous for now. Some fox wants to see the Pepe. Is he the Pepe? Pepe, 248. Yeah. 248 for the Pepe. And Pepe was holding up pretty well. And again, this is a price we haven't seen since February of 2024, when Pepe went on his first of many huge runs, but that was like the first real big one there. And we're back, not to the bottom of that level yet, but pretty far down there on that Pepe right there. So that was February 2024. Pepe is now back to that level. So I took profits up here. 24. 00024. Now it's 0000024. So from where I sold my Pepe up here, it's down 90%. So that's why you take profits, people. Right there. There's a good side of it right there. That's why you take profits. It's down 90% from when I took my profits on Pepe. So what are we going to do next cycle, guys? What are we going to do? Don't fall in love with your crypto. With Dogecoin, sure, always hold some of it, right? Like I did. I probably held 10% of my Doge through the bear market. Do I regret not selling it? I made so much money last cycle. It's okay. Just in case, right? Doge did something crazy. I still had some. And then my Kriss DCA portfolio I kept. Everything else I sold. I didn't fall in love with any of my other crypto. For this reason right here, look at Pepe, 90%. Why not take profits? So we will talk about that going into 2028. We're going to talk about taking profits again because it's going to be time to have that discussion again. That discussion isn't right now. Now we're talking about buying at the lows. But we will get back to the situation where we start talking about taking profits again, and we'll begin that in January of 2028. And I know, oh, it's a year and a half. It's so far away. I don't want to wait that long. And I'm just like, that's crypto. That's the way it works. If you have patience, you wait it out long enough, you can do very well. Don't go chasing the immediate dreams and some pump.fun token. You're going to lose. 99% of the time, you're just going to lose on that bet. I gave up dating, wasn't looking at all when a friend introduced me to a new lady. You know, that's the best time it happens, right? Chariot, that's the best time it happens, when you're not looking and then something happens. That's awesome. Good for you. That is awesome. The market can quickly turn, prolonged sideways movement. I have no crystal ball. There's no buyers. We're going sideways and then lower. There's no buyers. We're not going to see a pump again, I don't think. Maybe some news happens, right? When Elon does something, it could happen. But on Bitcoin, and I don't see it on Bitcoin now. MicroStrategy is just weighing, it's weighing this thing down right now. Michael Saylor's not helping. And the big money is all chasing poly market and sports betting and some of it's still in AI. And maybe those AI stocks, maybe they'll sell some of that and then they'll have some cash and maybe they'll buy some Bitcoin. Maybe that could happen. I picked up more Pepe at 28. Yeah, I got mine at 30. Right when it dropped below 30, that's where I picked up my Pepe. Now, and I had ETH. I didn't pay cash. I had ETH on Uniswap. And so I swapped the ETH for Pepe. They've both gone down about the same. So it doesn't matter. I was going to lose on ETH as well. If I had just had an ETH. ETH is down 5% today, and Pepe's down Well, Pepe's down 8% today, so a little bit more. You got to survive the FUD. There's enough of it going around. I mean, certainly Peter Schiff has been on the anti-crypto bandwagon again, particularly Michael Saylor, the whole stretch MicroStrategy thing. He's been very critical of it for good reason. But he missed the Bitcoin golden years. He missed all of that 1,000% return because of his precious gold. When doing all that. Doge to 5. You think so, James? That was the low last cycle. And we've had a number of alts hit last cycle lows. But Doge hasn't yet. So Doge is going to hang about 7.4 cents right now, looks like tonight. Pax tracks all over the dating scene. Not hardly, but yeah. We'll just leave it at that for now. We'll just leave it at that for now. Picking up women on the pickleball courts. Not really. What else are we going to look at? Algorand went on a run, and then it's just going all right back down. It's just like it can't hold gains. So people talk about Algorand. Oh, look at Algorand. Yesterday, it was all about Algorand, and look at that. It's just back in the 8s again. It's a bear market. Doesn't matter. It just... So Algorand back to the 8s where we were earlier in June. Yeah. Can turn those off. Those are only good on the bigger time frames. We talked about Cardano hitting 13.95 cents. 13.95 looks like it's headed down there again. H-bar 7.4. Same as Doge. H-bar and Doge are at the same price now. And H-bar was going gangbusters just a few months ago. And everybody was like, oh, I should have bought H-bar. It's all the way back. Same price as Doge. SHIB has just been failing. So when's the last time SHIB was at this price? Probably never. Not any time it was trading on Binance. So this is good. This price goes back to its token days back in early 2021. The last time SHIB was at this price. So all of the trading of SHIB that has happened from May of 2021 till now, anybody who bought SHIB bought it at a higher price than it is right now. So if you think you missed out on the big SHIB run and you think SHIB's going to do it again, well, you could be buying SHIB right now. And that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. No one wants to. No, not going to happen. But again, just for SHIB, SWI is your wild card. Yeah, and SWI is one I'm going to buy. Now, what is the price going to be that I buy at? It hit 69 again, right? 69? 69? It's at 67. Remember the magnet up here we had? I wanted that big run up in 2025 up to $4, and it didn't quite make it. And now look at this, 67 cents. So we had the dip in July of 2024 that went down to 55 cents. So I might actually draw this at 0.55. That would be my target for SWE, 55 cents. That was the bottom of 2024 before the big run. I don't need that anymore. Its purple box is all the way up here at $2.50. So SWE really fell off. Now, SWE had some problems, right? You remember, Ruben? SWE's blockchain went down for like a week. That was bad. SWE has a lot of token unlocks. That's bad. But overall, it's a great project. If you follow Raul Paul, he's lost so much money on this thing. He was buying all the way up here, $4. So he's down a lot. Maybe they gave him a bunch of tokens too. I don't know. I'm guessing they gave him a bunch, but I think he was buying as well, and he's way down on whatever he bought. But yeah, I can see this being a big play for the next bull cycle. Would be sweet. So I'll be watching that. Maybe the whales will buy now. Well, again, some Fox, I believe the crypto whales are sitting on the sidelines. Again, there may be some rotational money coming out of AI stocks, SpaceX, other things that that may buy some Bitcoin or some other crypto. There may be some of that. It's hot. No one wants to buy when they're hot, no matter how much AC they have. 45 cents is your zone for sweet. Sweet gains are going to be juicy. Yeah, again, I'm not going to have 25 altcoins this cycle, but Sui and Jasmine are my targets to buy besides Doge. Again, it's going to be a small percentage of my overall portfolio. It's not going to be a major part, but I do want to have some. More room to the downside. Yeah. Hello, rich people. I'm poor people. Hey, Dusty. You have what you have, but I'd be looking your couch cushions, right? Finding every dollar I can. Because it's going to be coin count. It's all going to be coin count. That's what it is with Doge. Did I buy any crypto on the dip? No, Yeely. What did I tell you? July. I'm waiting for July. Is crypto going to be lower in July than this? I don't know. I kind of think so. IMHO. In my humble opinion, IMHO, I believe crypto is going to be lower in July than it is now. And maybe overall for the whole month, it might end up being a green month, but there's going to be dips. August will be low as well. It's the summer. I don't see any huge runs happening. I mean, we can look, right? We can go and we can say on data. We can come down here and say, typically in Bitcoin, look at that. The 4 last Augusts have all been red. The 4 last Augusts have all been red. But July, 2022 in July, it actually went up 16%. Ryan, there is a special message. It's the word of the day. It's Chris's magical word. Yes. So we did have, in a bull market in 2022, we did have Bitcoin up 16%. But that was after going down 17%, 15%, and then a 37% drop in June. Bitcoin's drop right now in June is only 18. I say only, but that's half of what it did in 2022 with the 37% drop. Now, you remember 2022 was, well, Luna happened in May. This was the other outfall. The Celsius and Voyager was June. And that's what that was, 37%. So it came back 16% in July after the 37% drop. So now we had a 3%, 2026, 3% drop in Bitcoin in May, 18% so far in June. Would July turn green then? Maybe slightly. Maybe like 2024, like 2.9%. I would bet it would be more like that, right? Yeah, Danny. Yeah, Ryan. Danny's got it right. That's the word of the day. So that's Bitcoin. Now we can look at ETH too, and we can say, well, from ETH was actually up last August 18%, but the 3 August before, especially 2022, was ETH actually ran up quite a bit in July 2022. Something happened with ETH there. Oh, that's when the merge was happening. That was the lead up to the merge for ETH when they were changing from proof of work to proof of stake. That's what that was. Okay, that makes sense. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. Liquidations right now, they're kind of mixed because we're going kind of sideways right now. Well, a little up, actually. I mean, this was my forecast, right? Bitcoin would come up, retest 60 as resistance, and it's doing it. The ETH upside potential is huge. A lot of people love ETH. And we've seen it go on huge runs before. The ETH Bitcoin pair is way down. Like everything just looks so bad on ETH right now. But hey, maybe this is the time to accumulate for a big run on ETH. You have Bitcoin buy orders, 58, 54, 49, 46. Now, personally, I'm not buying any Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin. I will have Bitcoin. The Bitcoin I will have will be in 2028. I'm buying Doge for my Bitcoin allocation because I still have this circle down here. And the circle is 12. And this is the Doge Bitcoin trading pair. Again, I've shown this for a year now. I've been on this. I've been saying this is what I'm going to do this cycle is I want Bitcoin. See, if I buy one Bitcoin, right, it's $60,000. Right? So I'd have to pay $60,000 for one Bitcoin right now. But I can get 2 right now. I can get 2 Bitcoin for $60,000. How do I do that? By buying Dogecoin. $60,000 worth of Dogecoin is going to get me 2 Bitcoin. But then you say, Kriss, how does that, no, that doesn't math to me. The math doesn't work. And I say, yes, it does, my friend. If you look at the Doge Bitcoin trading pair, which has been falling off a cliff, as I thought would happen in the bear market, Bitcoin goes down, Dogecoin goes down harder, right? And it's almost in my buy zone right here. It's almost there. And then what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is Dogecoin is going to go on a big run, and that 12 is going to go up to 24. That 24 is my blue line up here. So Doge, when it goes on a run, is going to double the gains that Bitcoin has. I will then be able to then swap. Again, this is all on Coinbase. I'll be able to swap the Doge directly for Bitcoin. And so I will end up getting 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. This is my theory here. This is what I'm doing. 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. By buying here in this yellow circle, buying $60,000 worth of Doge and setting it aside, because that's what I'm going to swap over for 2 Bitcoin when the Doge BTC trading pair goes back up to this blue line. We'll see how that works. And then I will be able to ride that Bitcoin up through 2029 in its 4-year cycle and make even more money. That's the theory. We'll see if it plays out. But that's Kriss's big theory right there. And we're almost there. I've had this yellow, Ryan will tell you, I've had this yellow circle here on my chart. He knows my yellow box, my white circle, it's been right here. It's like, this is the zone. And we're almost there. It's diving right into it. Look at that. It's risky. Yeah, sure it is. But anything in crypto is risky. Everything in crypto is risky. It's all risky. It's all risky. Nobody has a crystal ball. Fear means lower. It will go up when nobody knows. That's true, James. That is true. Interesting. I know. So you ride Doge until it stops outperforming Bitcoin. In theory, I have a target. It could go higher. It's been higher. It could go from 24. It could go to 36. It could keep going. But my plan is the 24 line right here. And I'm at that point, I'm going to be like, okay, Doge has outperformed Bitcoin on a 2-to-1. So that's how I'm going to get 2 Bitcoin for the price of 1. That's what I'm doing. And then I'll ride that 2 Bitcoin to the $1 million that Kathy Wood is talking about. And then I'll have $2 million. I like that. Let's do that. Just on that. And I'll make all my other money on Doge too, because I'll have so much more Doge. It's not all my Doge. It's going to be $60,000 worth of Doge. I got a lot more than that. Sitting in my buying power, earning interest on Robinhood, sitting in my buying power to buy July, August, and September. And this one is coming. It's coming. So that's going to be my July allotment of Doge. It's risky, but I like it. Ben Cowan is proud of you, finally getting it. Everything bleeds back to Bitcoin. I think Ben would actually like my theory here. I think he would like this. I think he would see that it makes sense because he's a chart guy. He's a numbers guy. And he'd be like, yeah, that makes sense to do that. He likes trading pairs. Everything is down. You can look at ETH Bitcoin, right? And you could theoretically do the same thing with ETH. But Doge can go up so fast. It can go up so fast. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. What is all this pinging going on? What the heck is going on, guys? Oh, Bitcoin just went over 60,000. Big, big. Oh, look at the market makers taking out the shorts. Look at that. So much for 60K as resistance. That's gone. Look at that move. Taking out the late coming shorts. Boom, boom, boom. We just had $45 million in Bitcoin shorts that just got taken out. $45 million in shorts. Doge had some. 240,000, not anything, like 45 million in Bitcoin. So these are the late shorters coming in. They came in too late. And the market makers just took care of them. Can you imagine losing out on millions of dollars in the span of like 2 hours? Because you decided to come in and short Bitcoin here, and you were up on your short, but you waited and you were greedy, and then Bitcoin comes back up and it wipes out your back and you get liquidated. That's why I don't play that game. I don't play that game. Low roller, my friend. Yes, Jonas went to Miami. So again, we were talking about this on Monday, and you were saying, yeah, Jonas is going to Boston. And I was like, no, not until it's confirmed. The news looked good. The reporting looked good. But what did I say? I said, not until it's confirmed. And he ended up going to Miami. I don't know who's going to win that trade yet. Does Giannis get injured or does he have a great year? It's one or the other. You don't know. You don't know. Milwaukee wanted the draft picks. Boston couldn't give them the draft picks. That's what they really wanted. You ride Doge until it grows up and transformed into his daddy. Yep. $1 billion Dogecoin for 2 Bitcoins and then ride it to zero in the quantum computer. Oh no, I will take my profits in 2029. I will take my profits. Yes, blood in the streets. Shorts just got squeezed. Sounded like a crowded casino. Hey, Wei. So out of the 26K I have left, at least 12,000 in ETH, some in SOL, some in XRP, about 9,000 cash left. Can you make 60,000 in profit? So I break even overall in the crypto casino. Yeah. We'll see if crypto goes on a big magical bull run, 2028, 2029. We'll see. Are you going to buy some Dogecoin? Mr. Zhu, are you going to buy some Dogecoin? I don't see. I don't see any Dogecoin on that list yet. You want to see the heat map? Yeah. Let's see what's going on, because we've got some shorts getting taken out. Need to go to this one. $169 million in shorts right there. There's more up here. Up to 61.6, 61.7. There's some new long ones down here. But yeah, $169 million right on that one yellow line right there. Again, Dogecoin, not as much going on, but there was some. Yep, there was some shorting of Doge right there. Took it out. Look at this long leverage on Doge down here. They should take some profits on that. I'm just saying, they should take some profits on that. These guys down here at 7.2 cents, they should take their profit. I don't know what kind of leverage they used. You can't tell on this chart, but yeah, I would take my profit. Leverage nice if you know what you're doing. True. Miami will go from a play-in team to a first-round exit team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Miami lost the trade. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, I think Boston did fine. Now, if Boston can get a good deal on Jaylen Brown, get a good return for Jaylen Brown, what's Micron doing? Micron's booming after market. It's already up 7.5%. Wow. Booming after market. Look at the green candle after market. Go to the 5-minute on this. Well, it came up and now it's starting to come down a little. This is going to end up lower. Dusty, you know that, right? This is the hype, and then it's going to come all the way back down. This is what happens on these, on earnings days. So I'd be selling. If I had Micron stock, I'd be selling right now. Because it's going to come down, down, down. In my humble opinion. IMHO. I'm ho. Why do they always pick on Jaylen Brown? Because there's 2 max contract players. They take up so much money that you're allowed under the apron. Is the problem. You can't sign other good, well-paid mid-level free agents because you don't have the money for it. They've got Derek White. He's like at 30 mil. And then they've got like Sam Hauser at 11 mil, and everyone's below that. But you should have a number of guys over 10 million. And Boston can't do that if they have both Brown and Tatum. That's why. And the extensions are even more millions of dollars. Jaylen Brown, if they agree to an extension on him, will become the highest paid player in the NBA. Is he the best player in the NBA? No, he's not. He's top 10. I'll give him that. And he got heat for comments he made on his podcast. Yeah. No, it wasn't locker room issues. It was all about him. He said that this was his greatest year playing basketball. It was a first-round exit from the playoffs. But he said it was his greatest year. Do you know why? Because Tatum was injured most of the year, and he was the guy. That's why. He wants to go play for another team and be the guy. Or have Tatum leave and he be the guy for Boston. He wants to be the guy. That's why. He wants to be the guy. So, but Tatum isn't going anywhere. And the Boston Celtic organization, the leadership, they'll keep Tatum. They'll trade Brown. JB was building up his stock. Yeah, we'll see what teams are interested. Ryan says the Spurs are interested. It depends on what they're willing to give up. What are they willing to give up? Because you got to make the contracts work. It's 50 some odd $1 million. I know Spurs don't need him. Spurs, I mean, but he's a tough player though, and he's the type of player that could get them to beat the Knicks. So, but hey, no, the Spurs have a ball dominant guard. They're all set there. They got Harper. Harper's going to grow into the starter and be the ball dominant guard. So they're set there. They need that wing that, I mean, Vessel's nice, Ryan. No, I mean, Vessel's nice, but he's not Jaylen Brown. I don't want the rags. Sorry, Ryan. We already have Olynyk. We already had him. We're not taking Olynyk back. We already had him. Your bench warmers. No. Not taking the bench warmers. No, you got to give something to get something. You got to give, and we don't want Fox. We don't want Fox. No. We don't need him. The Knicks traded draft picks, a bunch of cash deals. I haven't seen the sports news today. Don't know what happened. But the Spurs are young. Right. And Fox is in it. It's Harper, and Castle. Another year. Spurs will be fine. Yeah, Ryan. The Spurs will be fine. We see Dylan play point guard. Right. He'll learn it. He'll clean it up. So we're just looking at Micron right now after market because they have earnings today. We just have this on the screen. This is the big money in stocks right now. It's all Micron. Huge aftermarket trading. And again, I expect this to come all the way back down to $1,000. So we'll see tomorrow whether it indeed does that. So we're watching that. Aftermarket, MicroStrategy is actually going up aftermarket. Stretch is going up aftermarket. Interesting. Hyperscale is going up aftermarket. SanDisk is going up. Ah, man. Aftermarket is like, bull market. Look at Broadcom aftermarket. Nice. I'll take that. And Circle, I have trades on that. I'll take that. Circle's got a long way to go for me. Yeah, I just think that's all short term. It's going to come back down. But Bitcoin went up 60,600. Dogecoin went back up over 7.5 cents. So we got a nice little bounce right there. But it's a long bear market, my friends. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but it is what it is. Yeah, the baseball thing is, I mean, the players' union are never going to agree to a cap. They've got it so good. But the cap is very good for the sport. You see what happens in football, in baseball, basketball and hockey is you get new teams every year. There are different teams who can come in and compete. And with baseball, it's just the same, like over and over and over again. Because you got these big money spenders. Of course, the Mets have been spending a lot of money, but they've been spending it on the wrong players. But the Dodgers are doing it right. And they're like either in the World Series or runner-ups. It's like every year. I know, the Indiana Bears. The Indiana Bears. Oh my God. I have to laugh. It is kind of funny. The Indiana Bears. Chicago, it's a wonderful opportunity to help them out, and they just said no. And Indiana was like, hey, we'll give you tax breaks. Come over to our side of the state line. Come on over. We'll help you out. We'll help you build a new stadium. And there it is. Money talks. It sounds so bad. I know. I know. In that sacrilegious. I know. I know. You got Mike Ditka and Gail Sayers like rolling over their graves. Just like, yep, the Indiana Bears. No ring to it whatsoever. Baseball proposal getting rid of high school draft. I don't know. But you also have like all of those players from like the Caribbean, that are getting signed at like 16 years old. Are they going to stop all that too? I don't know. It's just a different way they develop players than the other sports. It's just a different way. Interesting, but all right. So what's going on across crypto? Everything is kind of creeping back up a little bit. Solana back up a little bit. Litecoin back up a little bit. So all of crypto. XRP, not so much. And of course, Cardano, not so much. Go to the 1 minute chart. Let's do the 1 minute chart. See what happens. You're not going to get that on Bitstamp. You need to have the Bitcoin USDT Binance on the 1 minute. There you go. Hey, John, how are you? Lunchtime? Lunchtime out there? Yeah, I don't know about YFI. I don't know if it's going to make it. I don't know what's going on with it. Yearn Finance. I made money on this last time on Yearn Finance. But I don't know about this cycle. It is. I bought it at 8,000 last cycle. Is that right? No, I bought it down here. That's not right because I sold it there at 6,800. I bought it in the summer of 2023, somewhere around there. Yeah, I know I didn't make a lot of money on it, but it was like 5,600. And I sold it for 6,800. It was coming back down, and I cut my losses. All the way down. I mean, if you run this from that high we had in December 2024 to now, 88% down, Yearn Finance. YFI. Is this thing going to do anything next cycle? I don't know. But that's a low price. Is that the lowest it's ever been? Yep, it is. It's the lowest price it's ever been, Danny. Yearn Finance. The lowest price it's ever been. Another one, lower than the 2022 bear market by a lot. That's just killer. From October 10th all the way to now. Yeah, I don't know if Yearn Finance is going to make it. Bitcoin on the 1 minute chart. Hey, Eric, how are you? Fake pimp. Yeah, Burbank, California, right? Nice spot. Sad to say, I don't give a rat's a anymore. I'll wait till the Clarity Act passes. I don't know if Clarity Act is going to be the thing you think it is for crypto. I don't think it's going to be the thing you think. But we'll see, Eric. No, DB, we just had a little pump and took out the late shorts. So Bitcoin went from like 59.7. It actually touched down at 59. Oh, but more recently, in the last half hour, it recovered about 59.7 and it just pumped up to over 60,700. So that $1,000 little pump right there took out $45 million of Bitcoin shorts. Is what it did. $45 million of Bitcoin shorts got liquidated on that move right there. The late coming shorts. So the market makers were having a little fun there, I think. Breaking news. FIFA normally starts bearish, ends bullish after FIFA. Past 50-year champion nations home market have outperformed global stocks. Go USA. Doge is made in the USA. That is correct. So maybe we're not going to die. We're not going to die. But we are looking for better prices, though. We're looking for some juicy prices on the dips. Buy in on the dips. Get some juicy prices. That was not the bottom. I don't think 59K is the bottom. For today, it might be. We got a long summer ahead of us. Long, slow, painful summer. You like juicy. Juicy dips. 6-7. Ryan. 6-7. 6-7. Not 7-6. We don't want 7-6. We want 6-7. Ugh. But through all this, Dogecoin is still the 10th largest cryptocurrency. That's not changing anytime soon. Well below Hyperliquid now, but way above Leo and Zcash. So not worried. Dogecoin. In 2028, Dogecoin is not going to be the 10th largest cryptocurrency. It's going to be higher. In my humble opinion. I'm ho. I'm ho. You like Chicago? The architecture in Chicago is fantastic. They have a boat tour too down the river, the architectural boat tour, but you can take the one on the trolley as well. Yeah, architecturally, Chicago is absolutely beautiful. And then there's also a Frank Lloyd Wright tour where you go out to Oak Park and you tour houses. You go over to South Chicago, go see the Roby House, like those kinds of things. Those are great. I love those. Chicago's a great city for that. I wouldn't want to live there. Too windy, too cold for me now. Now I'm a Florida guy. Near-term low for SpaceX is 155, John. 155. That is our support line. We just looked at that not too long ago. 155 on SpaceX. Aftermarket, it's good. It's at 154 now. Oh, what happened to my line? all the money went into Micron. They went into Micron. It's like, wait. Broadcom went up. Circle went up. I like that. But SpaceX. Bitcoin's still going up on the 1 minute chart. You're in Northern California, you want to move to Southern Cal? Or you could just come to Florida and be away from all of that taxation. That's part of the reason I moved here, was to get away from that taxation. And I'll apply for homestead, and pretty soon I won't have a real estate tax either, because Florida's going to take that away. I'm like, okay, I'm fine by me. I'll do the school thing, right? I'll support the schools, but real estate tax, DeSantis is going to take it away. The hurricanes. There's no tornadoes in southern Florida. Sometimes northern Florida might get a tornado, but hurricanes. But you guys have earthquakes out there. There's no earthquakes here. So everybody's got something. I just didn't like the blizzards up in Boston. I'm done with blizzards. No more blizzards for Kriss. Shoveling feet of snow. No, thank you. I'm not doing that again. Yep, I could not survive the winters. Definitely planning another trip to do all the. It's fun being a tourist every now and then, isn't it? It's fun just being a tourist, relaxing, and enjoying the sights, the sounds, the stories, the history, like all of that. Yeah. And then John says, yeah, Southern Cal, not so great. Come to Florida. Now, Florida has its, every place has its challenges, right? So you gotta deal with some stuff, but that's anywhere. Kriss loves the Dairy Queen blizzards, but I don't eat them anymore. I've been on a diet and I've been doing very well, exercising, playing pickleball, and eating good foods, and not ice cream, not chocolate, not sugar. That's all out of my diet now. I've probably lost 10 pounds in 3 months, probably 10 pounds. And it's all right out of the tummy. Truly, it's all out of the tummy, which is good. I got to look good in the bathing suit. It's time to start loading up on Dogecoin. You know, that time is coming. That time is coming. Michigan accountability. We talked about that earlier in the stream. Again, my outlook, July, August, September. So we'll get there. And I went into detail on my whole plan for Dogecoin and Bitcoin and the swap and all of that. The liquidations just continue. Look at that, some tokenized Micron. Tokenized Micron shorts are getting liquidated. Tokenized Micron shorts on Hyperliquid are getting liquidated. Wow. Oh, thank you, Roddy. Yeah. Pepe to $1. Here we go again. Oh God. I can feel it already coming in 2028, right? Sheeb to $1, Pepe to $1. And I'm just like, oh my God. I gotta deal with that again. Oh, there are worse things though. Best weather is in San Diego. There's probably some truth to that. I probably agree. I've been to San Diego once. Went down the 405. Went to San Juan Capistrano. Is that what it's called? Somewhere down there. I guess that's closer to Orange County. But yeah. Nice spot. Nice area. So it looks like Doge may hang out up here at 7.5 cents. This is kind of quieting down right now. The volume's ticking down. It's feeling like it's getting kind of quiet here. We're just following up on Micron aftermarket. Still up 12.5%. Micron aftermarket. Again, I think by tomorrow it's back down here at 1,000, but we'll see. Right now, the traders are trading it up, and they're keeping it up, which is good for all the tech stocks. They're all up aftermarket. You drive to Tijuana regularly? Yes, San Juan Capistrano. Exactly. Yes, I went there. Very nice views. Yes. This was probably 2015, 2016. Yeah, about 10 years ago. I did that. Before crypto. It was just a vacation. Before crypto. I should have taken that vacation money and bought crypto. I should have bought Dogecoin. I didn't even know Dogecoin existed 10 years ago. Didn't know anything about it. But that's life, right? Yeah, I think this is going to go kind of sideways from here. Everything's just kind of flattening out right now. $7.5 isn't bad. But that dip scared some people. Looks like 728 on the bottom here. And then Bitcoin, of course, did hit 59K, 59,000 right there, and bounced. And now is back above 60,000. You saw Doge back in 2020, but you bought Litecoin. I bought Doge at 2 cents. That's where my Doge journey started, was at 2 cents, not sub penny. Ah, the Dogecoin millionaire. So Glauber, from what he has said, I haven't kept in touch or I mean, I don't know him personally, but followed him. I stopped following him because he was shilling all of those stupid meme tokens. And I got tired of hearing all that crap. But from what I understand, the last I heard, he still had all of that Dogecoin that he bought at 4 cents in 2021. So good for him. I mean, he was making money shilling all those other tokens. So that's where he was making money, because he wasn't selling his Dogecoin. So he was able to move to Vegas from California. He was able to move to Vegas and live a great lifestyle because he was making money on all these other crypto projects while he was still holding all of that Dogecoin. So that's the last I heard. I mean, he had a crap ton of Floki because the Floki guys gave him a ton of Floki tokens. That was one of his first. And then he was just doing all these other stupid tokens after that, which, I mean, good for him, right? He made a lot of money. More than wherever he was working before. 5 to 6 cents looks like a reality soon. Yeah, we'll see. If Dogecoin breaks below 7 cents, if it breaks below 7 cents and it gets to my 6.7 target and it goes lower than that, could we see the 5s? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people buying. There's a lot of limit orders set. From 666 to 67 to 69. I mean, it's going to be a lot of buying. It's going to be hard for Dogecoin to get down there. That's what I think. That's what I see. It'd be hard. All right, gang. That's what we got for today. Hey, thanks for joining in on it's a crypto crash day. All crypto's in the red. It's recovering just a little bit right now, which is good. It means like the end isn't here, right? We survived it. We'll live another day. I'll be back on Friday. So make sure you're subscribed. You got your notifications on. Always give a like. Appreciate that. Leave some comments below. All of my live streams become videos on my channel. You can always rewatch, #rewatch, or refer back to them because there's always good stuff. Always good stuff. IMHO, in my humble opinion. Everything I say here is my opinion only. I'm not a financial advisor. I just tell you what I'm doing. And I did pretty well last cycle. And I plan to do equally as well, just not quite with as much seed money this time. But percentage-wise, I think I'm going to make the same or more. We'll see. We'll see how crypto goes. So until then, hey, everyone have a great evening. See you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.